Hey, I'm Tony from Tony's Tractor Adventure YouTube channel, and I am here with Phil. Thank you, Phil.
Yes,
hey, we're going to talk about this big beast. This is the TYM T1104. First off, this is a big tractor. Who's going to buy this, and what's it for?
the person that's going to buy this tractor is usually somebody who actually farms for a living, or somebody who may be a part-time farmer, but they run quite a few cows, or whatever, vegetable farms, row crop farms, stuff like that. This is for basically the larger producer.
Right. What would a tractor like this weigh? Say with a loader.
With the loader, we're going to be pushing around 11,000 pounds with it. So
that's a chunk of weight.
Yeah, it's there. So
you're saying like ag producers. What about like airports or
yeah,
like
you're going to see this tractor could be used for mowing highways. Where you see several tractors out there pulling. This here would be great for pulling a big 15-foot batwing or a 20-foot batwing for highway use. Municipalities will use them, stuff like that, for large acreage that they have to maintain and take care of.
I'm glancing at the cab here, and I'm just going to glance up in here. This thing has got pretty much anything and everything you could want.
Yeah, the cab has a buddy seat, but it also is very comfortable, so you got to be real careful after you eat a heavy meal, because it's so comfortable you can't keep awake. It's got a good air conditioner and everything in it. But yeah, it does have an air ride seat. You got a buddy seat, and this is important when you're training somebody. These are worth their weight in gold, because you can't just throw somebody in the cab and say, okay, do this while you run along beside the tractor. You can actually do a good job of training somebody with this extra seat inside the cab.
Sure. So talking back about the buddy seat here, I heard a story where this seat is, obviously training, that's what it's meant for, but there's other applications where, say you have a hearing impaired person that's operating it, and another person's here helping to do the hearing, and so that's going to open this up to a whole group of operators, and something I never really thought about, but it makes a lot of sense, and just hearing that's done, that was pretty neat for me.
Yeah, if you have somebody that with some kind of a handicap, you still have the ability to train them and build their confidence when they get in the cab. And I want to talk about the transmission's power shuttle. It's just real easy to do loader operation. Your left foot's on the floor. If you're moving round bales or doing any kind of tedious loader work, it starts off slow and then gradually speeds up, so you're not jerked back and forth with this transmission. But also the gear shift lever has a button on it, and you use that as an electronic clutch. So you can be going forward, and you can throttle up, you can push the button and actually shift it like a truck. So it's synchronized without raising your left foot off the floor and hitting that clutch.
That's right. I didn't,
yeah, real
nice feature.
Nice.
The back of this tractor is absolutely, it's just thick as can be. I see more gizmos and whatnots and valves. And tell me a little bit about this.
Okay, well, this rear axle housing here has a planetary drive system where you have 6 gears in mesh, or 6 teeth in mesh, where competitive tractors only have 2. Okay. All right, so you've got a planetary final drive system, which is real important if you're a gearhead like me.
Yeah, I understand this. Right. You're talking my language.
Yeah, so if I'm going to pull something hard all day long, like a field cultivator, offset disc, moldboard plow, I know that I'm going to have the rear axle's going to hold up to that. Right. So, and we got 3 sets of remotes. You even got a zero resistance flow here. So if you're running a planter, if you're running a post hole digger or something that's hydraulically driven, you have one port here that you can hook the return hose to and not slow your motor down to run that implement. Also, you have one set that has a detent, so you can turn the remotes on and off, and the others are self-neutralizing. So,
now, explain what a detent means. I mean, a lot of people probably won't know what a detent is.
Detent means it's like turning a switch on and off. Like when you flip a toggle switch on, it's a detent. It clicks up. Same thing with the remotes on this.
So you
push it in and it stays there. Yeah.
And then you pull it back to neutral.
And it shuts it off.
Or if you can go the other way, it stays.
Yeah. So if you're running a motor on a planter, and you just turn it on and then you start planting, and you're not having to hold the lever.
Right. So the days of rubber bands and bungee cords,
yeah,
you don't need that.
You don't have to do that with this tractor
Okay.
here. So
I do remember a long time ago a bungee cord on a tractor before.
yeah, it does have telescopic links, and it's got the heavy duty sway bars on it. One other good thing about this tractor, has this swinging drawbar. So if you're running a mounted heavy rotary cutter, or a great big tiller on the back, or a they call them some kind of a power hoe, you can swing this out of the way of the the PTO shaft, so you don't damage your PTO shaft. And you can also offset an implement if you want to. If you're pulling it, like if you're mowing along highways or something like that, you can get that much more extra space out here by pulling that mower or whatever out here to the right or left, however you want to swing that drawbar.
All right. So one of the things I mean, it's got everything you need. Like the adjustment of this is easy. You don't need any tools. Just pop this up, adjust it. The links, again, like we've talked in other tractors, where you back up into it and it gives you those, that little inch or two more that you need to line up with an implement, and then back it and lock away. So I see some buttons over here. Talk to me about these.
That's another spoiling feature on this tractor. So if you get close to your implement, you extend your lift arms, and then you can operate the 3-point hitch from standing right there, up or down, and easy.
There's one on that side as well.
Yeah.
So I can sit here, right here, and operate this up and down.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so you don't have to, there's no getting in and out of the cab or having somebody raise and lower the 3-point from inside the cab. So you're standing on the ground, you're cutting that connection time or disconnection time way down.
I'm absolutely in awe of the heft of this tractor in the back. This is a
we got
top-end utility tractor.
7,000 pounds in that area at lift capacity, and about 58, 24 inches behind the lift arm.
So 7,000 pounds out here.
Yeah, so
that's a lot of tonnage.
Yeah, so you can imagine a good heavy implement on the back here. It's not going to be a problem. Like somebody who has a speed disc or somebody like that, they can get something. They can put something on this tractor and keep going.
So we got these buttons here that we can sit here and control this. What else you got for me?
This has got the Bosch 3-point hitch system.
What's a Bosch 3-point hitch?
Bosch is electronic.
Okay.
So you're not moving a lever, but it's makes your 3-point hitch very easy to control. And right here we have strain gauges. Basically, this is for your draft control. And you have an electronic board up inside the cab that's super reliable. I can't tell you what goes wrong because we've never had to work on one. And a lot of tractors use this system, but they've got this system perfected where it's just, I can't brag enough about how easy it is to operate the 3-point hitch on this. Now we've had one of my first customers on the 1104, he doesn't have a lot of experience, but he's a knob turner, he's a button pusher, and he loves this 3-point hitch because of the easy operation and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so,
I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's quick, easy. Just instead of moving levers, you're turning knobs.
What about the maintenance on this? How tell me a little bit about the maintenance on the tractor. As an operator, it's a bigger tractor. Is it more difficult to maintain than any other tractor?
No, but wherever you see yellow is a checkpoint.
Okay.
And but this one here does have a sight glass for your hydraulic oil.
I see that.
But it has grease points. Grease is cheaper than parts.
Absolutely.
So,
every day of the week.
Yeah. So, but grease. The front axle has grease points on it. There's not a lot on the 3-point hitch, but there is a few on the front axle. The loader has grease pins on it because you want to make sure you grease the loader quite often because they're used more than what people realize.
Right.
It only has 3 fluids. You have your engine oil, your front axle oil. 4 fluids. You got your coolant, your 90 weight for the front axle, the hydraulic oil, and engine oil.
Right. So basically, even though it's bigger, it's just as maintenance is maintenance on a tractor.
Nothing really special to have to own and maintain this tractor.
Now, while you were talking about this, I kept glancing up at this. The visibility out of this cab it's pretty phenomenal. I was sitting up in it a while ago, and as you look around, you can really see to the front, the sides, and really well to the rear of it. I was very pleased with how you could just look over your shoulder, and everywhere you look, there's glass.
Right. Well, if you also think about, we have a good lighting system on this cab. So, you know, a lot of people that, you know, maybe have a day job or they're running late on the farm, whatever they're getting done, but they got to mow whatever late at night. You can rotate them lights to run a disc mower out here till late in the evening and see real good at night. The lights are up high above the dust level so you can see things. So it does have a really good lighting system up on the cab.
Phil, I'm looking around. There's buttons everywhere, but everything seems to be like just at the end of your arms, just perfectly placed. Tell me a little about this cab.
Yeah, the cab is well designed. I mean, everything is real easy to get to. The loader does have a float position on it. Throttle is easy to get to. You got a foot throttle, tilt wheel. Like I said, your buddy's seat. This does have a 3-range PTO, so you can run 1,000 RPM implement on the back, and you know your regular 540.
Well, let me ask you. I was up in that cab earlier, and I seen like the 540 was at 750 and 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm a smaller tractor operator. Give me some ideas of what you would use the 750 and 1,000 for.
1,000 RPM. There are round balers out there that run off 1,000 RPM. There are some flail mowers that run off 1,000 RPM. There are some disc mowers. There's a lot of big implements that run off 1,000 RPM. The 750 RPM can be implemented for something for like an economy type PTO. So you basically run your engine maybe at 3/4 throttle and you're still getting 540 out the back. So if you're doing light rotary cutter work like mowing a pasture for weed control, you'll get better fuel economy by putting it in the 750 position.
I never even thought of anything like that.
So you're keeping your RPM down, you're keeping it quiet, and you're still laying down.
Lower stress on your engine, lower stress on everything.
Right. So it's just a whole lot easier just using the 750 option. There are some European implements out there that run off of 750 RPM. So, but you don't hardly see any of those in the U.S.
So those knobs over on your right, talk to me about these.
This is this wonderful Bosch 3-point hitch system that is real easy to operate. You operate your draft control, how fast the 3-point goes up and down, the sensitivity, the depth, it's all right here. And it's not, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to operate this thing. It's real simple to operate. And it's proven, it's been around for years, and it's good to see it in this tractor here.
So the other controls those are for your rear
These
remotes?
are your rear remotes, and to operate a batwing mower, you can raise the wings, raise the home mower, whatever. You do have one with the detent. That's this far right one. That's like turning your remotes on or off. So
sure.
Turning the hydraulic pump on, our hydraulic motor on, something of that sort. So if you do have a postal digger mounted on the front of the tractor, so you're watching your loader here, and you got the loader, you got it turned on. You don't have to worry about it. You're not trying to hold this and then operate this. So this here is a really good feature to have on the tractor.
So now with that also, I mean, I could see where you could like spin the.
Yeah, you can go both directions.
Throw it in and pull it back out, and then throw it back off reverse.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, real handy.
What else? Is there anything else there you want to talk about?
Yeah, see this tractor here, this transmission, you got this button here on the shifter that you push, and it acts like a clutch. So you can shift, going down the highway. And then the other good thing, it does have a high-low range. So the old Internationals had your TA, Massey Ferguson had the multi-power, Ford had the dual power. This thing has somewhat the same thing. So if you're running into some heavy grass or whatever, mowing, or you're coming into a pile of whatever you're moving with the loader, you can just pop it down to low range. And then when you're going out on a straightaway, you can pop it back up in the high range.
Never miss a beat.
Keeping this left foot on the ground, you're just driving and easy to operate. So you can
work on this all day.
Yeah.
This is what it's made for. It's
right.
made to work in the cab all day.
Change ranges.
Be productive.
Right. So, yeah, you can gain speed or slow it down without having to do anything else. It's working your thumb.
Now, we talked about shuttle shift before. Tell me about this. What's the difference between power shuttle shift and just shuttle shift?
Power shuttle shift is a group of clutches that's hydraulically operated, electric over hydraulic. Basically, when we go to forward position, we're energizing the clutch pack to go forward, and when we go to reverse, we're energizing a solenoid to send pressure oil to a reverse clutch pack. So your clutches are submerged in oil. So with a mechanical shuttle, you have a dry clutch. So you have to clutch and stop, and then to go forward or to go in reverse. Uh, there's they have their place. This here is a lot more convenient to operate. I think that my opinion, I think a power shuttle is going to last longer because your clutches are submerged in oil and the oil is cooled. And where a dry clutch, you don't have that. Some people try to control speed with a dry clutch, and that's where they get in trouble. They'll burn the clutch up.
Yeah, I can see that.
But these here are way easier to operate, less fatigue on the operator, so you get more time. You're not near as tired at the end of the day.
Well, less fatigue on the operator means a safer operator.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So every day of the week.
Right. So it's much easier. The screen on the front that, you know, if you have sun blinding you, you can pull this down and block some of that sun coming in at you at the afternoon, you know, late afternoon.
See, the sunroof has the same.
It has a curtain on it. It does have a fantastic air conditioning system in it, so it'll keep you cool, and it does have a good heater. So, yeah, it'll heat up the cab quick, and you're comfortable at all times. It has a really low dB level inside the cab.
So now you're from Texas. You sell these tractors in Texas, so
right.
It's going to keep you cool in Texas.
That's more. We run the air conditioners more than we done the heater.
Well, I get that.
Yeah. So our air conditioners got to start working in March, and they got to be working clear up into November. So you know, we don't have a lot of AC problems with a TYM tractor. So
I've always heard that. And I'm getting into the TYM realm, and I've always heard TYM has amazing air conditioners.
Yeah, they are.
So, what do you got over there?
This is my range selector. I got low, medium, and high, and then I got a creeper gear. Okay, so what that creeper gear is good for. Some of these, if you go out to the valley or South Texas, they have these vegetable farms, and they got this huge implement and 40 people on this implement picking cabbage and stuff like that. That creeper gear, you got to drive stakes in the ground to see this tractor move. A creeper gear is handy for a lot of things. If you're doing something tedious, or say for instance you're trying to load a heavily implement on a gooseneck trailer, I mean you can creep it up on there and not have to worry about controlling your speed. Creeper gear gives you a lot of good options. So if you're backing up to a great big offset disc for this tractor or any kind of implement, you can put it in creeper gear and your reaction time goes way down because the tractor's moving way slow.
Right.
It's a safety. It's a safe thing to have on this tractor with the creeper gear.
This tractor comes, I see a third function on here. Is that the standard feature?
Standard, yeah, comes with it. It's a wonderful thing to have when you're
That's a big deal because, I mean, I personally looked at aftermarket, you know, third function. That can get pretty costly.
Yeah, and you got to run extra hoses and all that.
Wires and the hoses, yeah. So
this is already on there, so. Yeah. I like a third function. The guys running a grapple loves them. There are the round bale stackers, you know, where they grab a round bale and rotate it 90 degrees. They got to have third function for that. So handy in many, many ways.
Yeah. Plug and go.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's just ISO connections on the front, standard, nothing fancy on the front.
Hey, we were sitting there looking at these wheels earlier, and I see that these are, you know, you can offset these. How many places can these be offset? And give me an application.
Row crop.
Row crop.
Wide or steep hills, like
make them wider.
East of here in Tennessee, you know, steep old hills.
Steep hills out there,
yeah. Widen them out for those people mow along the highway, stuff like that.
Yeah, I can see that, especially like along the interstate. It give you a lot more stability if you put them all with the outside position. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't see that as much in the smaller tractors that that I deal with on my channel.
They're fixed
mostly, but they're pretty much fixed. But,
yeah.
They're a lot lower. It's not an issue, but this is gives you a lot of application.
One other thing too, the center plate. I don't know if you noticed the thickness of that, but that's pretty thick.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Yeah,
I don't see any. I don't see anything on here that's not. So I was kind of peeking over here at this back axle. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know that my pickup truck would hold the axle.
I don't know.
It's pretty solid piece.
Yeah,
of
there
steel.
is some iron in there. I wouldn't want to bench press that every day.
No,
so.
well, those days are over.
Yeah.
At least for me, anyway.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try.
All right. Well, Phil, I really appreciate you teaching me about this and telling me all that. I love this tractor. I'm going to try to talk my wife into having one of these too. She keeps telling me no. You know, she's in charge of the finance committee.
Yeah.
And,
CFO.
CFO, that's right.
Yeah.
And but it's a nice tractor, and I think TYM is really on top of their game.
They got a winner here.
Yeah, that's a winner. Well, I appreciate it, and we'll see y'all next time.